Everyone, we are live. It is Friday. Everyone is here for my Friday segment of What the Health is Wrong with You. Come on in and join me in today in my session. This session will be good. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Debbie Williams, a board certified nutritionist. And my special, I won't say my specialty, but my mission in life is to help everyone learn how to eat right for their health, to reverse so many diseases and so many health issues because food is medicine. And I'm here to tell you about food is medicine. Today's session, we are talking about how to eat to beat cancer. And so I'm going to share with you some foods. I'm seeing the hearts coming in. I'm getting my regulars coming every Friday. Come on in. I'm not going to start just yet because I need to give you time to get in, get comfortable, get your pen, get your paper, get your tea, get your black coffee, no sugar, and come and join me in this session. I'm seeing all the waves. I'm a little closer today. The last few sessions, I was in the kitchen showing you how to make specific juices to help you combat immune disorders and high blood pressure and so much. But today I am sitting in my office because we're not going to be making a juice today. But I do need you to get your pen and paper because I am going to share with you some foods that are scientifically known to help starve cancer cells. Cancer affects all of us. If it doesn't affect you personally, you know someone who it has affected. And so today we are going to address all of this in this session. I'm going to talk about cancer. We're going to talk about what cancer is. I'm going to share with you some things that many of you don't know about cancer and its survival and how it survives. It leaches onto you in a sense so that it can grow and mutate and metastasize. But we are going to reverse that today. Excuse me one moment. Sorry, we had some technical difficulties. Okay, so we are going to reverse some of those thoughts you have in your mind about cancer. So let me start first by introducing who I am. My name is Debbie Williams. For all of you who don't know me, I've been in this game for over 20 years in regards to what I do. But I'm a nutritionist. I'm a board certified nutritionist, and most everyone knows me from sharing with you how to heal your gut, how to detox your liver, how to flush your kidneys, how to grow your hair, how to improve your skin. And all of that is because every last thing that I just mentioned, the body requires nutrients. The body requires minerals and vitamins so that you can be healthy. And I'm big on talking about minerals and nutrients to let everyone know your diet is the main factor of what you are and of who you are. You know that saying, you are what you eat? It is very true. Because if you eat good and healthy, 9 out of 10, your body is going to be healthy. If you eat junk, then your body is going to keep the junk in. And so junk in, junk out, junk all over. A lot of people who eat lots of sweets and processed foods, you may have lots of acne. You may have lots of different issues. It is because you are eating foods that are very, very bad for your health. So let's talk about cancer for a moment. Many of you on here can relate to it. If you don't know a family member, you know a friend, you know someone who has cancer or had cancer. So actually, what is cancer? To be very honest with you, cancer is a condition where cells in a specific part of the body grow and reproduce uncontrollably. It could be in the breast, it could be in the colon, it could be in the prostate, it can be cancer of the skin, it could be so many places in your brain, but it's where it grows uncontrollably. Now, cancer cells, like any other cell in our body, have a life cycle. Cancer cells, like any other cell, they grow, they die, they mutate, they die. But in a cancer cell, it didn't die in its life cycle when it was supposed to. And when that cell doesn't die, now the cell has to find a way to live on its own. And so that cell now separates itself. It starts to mutate, divide, And now it needs food. It needs nutrients to survive. And that's something that many people don't know. A cancer cell needs oxygen and it needs nutrients from you for it to survive. So the purpose of my video today is to share with you foods that starve cancer cells. Yes, there are science theories out there. There's so much information to back this up in regards to specific foods that have been shown through science, through testing, that they can starve a cancer cell. Now, a cancer cell, like I said, it didn't die in its life cycle where it was supposed to. So now it has to learn how to survive. So now it's going to start stealing nutrients from you. Yes, cancer is a thief. It starts to steal from you. But before it steals from you, it has to find a way to feed. So it will start to help your body, or it will start to create its own blood vessels, because this is how a cancer cell will feed itself. It now will create a blood vessel from you to it so that it can steal your nutrients. But this is how we starve it, because we use certain foods that do not allow food to get, or what happens is it will block food, nutrients, to getting to that specific blood vessel, and eventually the cancer is going to die and starve and die of starvation. Now, creating cancer, it can become into a huge mass, and this can disrupt normal functioning of the body, spreading to all tissues and organs if not managed effectively. However, I would say the journey with cancer is come a long, long way. There are lots of therapies. I believe in naturopathic, holistic therapy, but then you also have chemo, you have radiation. What I want more people to understand, even when you're choosing chemo and radiation, chemotherapy is a carcinogen. So because it's killing the cancer cell in this spot, it can also create more cancer. So when you or someone is considering cancer, considering chemotherapy, I beg you to please do your research to learn more about chemotherapy, learn more about radiation. One of the things about chemo and radiation, it does get to the cancer cell that is spreading, but no one is recognizing the root on where it started from. So for instance, if they found out that you have cancer in this one specific area, and they are now going to target that area with chemo, with therapy sessions, if you never target the root cause, then it's likely that cancer is still there and will grow again. Now, the deal about cancer, and here's something else I also want people to understand. When a person is dealing with cancer, the average person will lose their hair. You are thinking that it is the cancer that is causing your hair loss. It is not the cancer itself that is causing your hair loss. What is happening is when it's the chemo and the radiation that will cause the hair loss. And the reason for that, chemo, these type of radiation or these type of therapies, these types of treatments, their goal is to kill the cancer cells. Well, hair is one of the fastest growing cells in your body, second to bone marrow. So when they are going in with chemo, with these types of therapies to kill the cancer cells that it sees, the body, the therapy sees hair cells as being rapidly growing too, just like a cancer cell. I just said hair cells are one of the fastest growing cells in our body, second to bone marrow. So when you're going through these types of therapy treatments, the chemo doesn't say, oh, that's a hair cell, let's leave that one alone. The chemo is like, oh, that's growing fast too. It's dividing, it's mutating. Let's kill it. This is why when someone, maybe 7 out of 10 people, when they are going through a chemo session, will lose their hair. It is not the cancer. It is the therapy that is causing the hair loss. And in cases like that, a lot of times your hair can grow back once you're done with the therapy. But I just wanted to make that clear to people, because so many people think that cancer kills hair cells. No, it's the therapy that's killing the hair cells, because hair is a fast growing cell in the body, just like a cancer cell. So now let's move on to some things that I want you guys to understand about cancer. I already mentioned what cancer is, but I want to talk about something called angiogenesis. This is the process where blood vessels form from existing ones. It's essential for growth and healing, and this is something that the body normally do. It plays a crucial role in scenarios like recovering from injuries. It has a lot to do during pregnancy. The angiogenesis helps the baby and the mother connect through blood vessels. However, it's also a bit of a double-edged sword when it comes to our health. In a positive light, angiogenesis and okay, angiogenesis helps regenerate and repair tissues, bringing, I would say, nutrients and oxygen to various parts of the body. It's our body's way of ensuring that every cell gets what it needs to function optimally. But here's the catch when we're talking about angiogenesis. It's a hero when we're talking about healing, but it can become the villain in the presence of cancer. So let me see if I can explain it like this. Tumors can hijack this process, the angiogenesis process. Tumors can hijack this process to create blood vessels that feed them. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I just originally explained to you that cancer needs to survive. Cancer needs these cells. Once it's grown out of its life cycle, it's like, okay, I need to live. What I'm going to do up in here? Oh, let me get my own oxygen. Let me get my own blood vessel so I can eat and feed and continue to grow and spread. And that's in the process of angiogenesis. So what we want to do is create an environment where that can't happen. That's why targeting angiogenesis can be like a powerful strategy in cancer treatment and prevention, because what happens is we want to cut off the tumor's blood supply, or we want to cut off the tumor's supply line. We want to starve it in a natural way. So that's where anti-angiogenesis comes into play. And I will explain what let's try this again, Debbie. 1, 2, 3, speak right, okay? Anti-angiogenesis. Every week I have problems with me speaking these big, long words. Anyhow, anti-angiogenic refers to the property of stopping or inhibiting. That's the word I love best. Inhibiting, because we want to inhibit the process of angiogenesis. We want to inhibit the process of the cancer continuing to be able to feed itself, to be able to get nutrients, to be able to get oxygen, which is the formation of the new blood cells, blue blood. Okay, see, I didn't eat breakfast this morning, guys, so please understand. Why am I tongue twisted? I've been running around all morning long. I had a lot going on, conference calls, Zooms, and then it was like, okay, guys, it's almost 1 o'clock. I got to get my life together. Let me throw on some makeup. Let me put some clothes on. And I didn't get a chance to eat. All I did have was my green tea this morning. So please forgive me when the words get all tongue-tied. Debbie is tired. But Debbie knows she's made this commitment to come on every Friday at 1 o'clock. So I'm here. So forgive me. I get all the waves. I get all the love. Thank you. Thank you. You know, I'm very transparent. I'm going to keep it real with you every day, all day. But understand, if I'm a little tongue-tied, Debbie needs some food right now. So as soon as I get off this call, she is going to eat. And yes, I'm talking about myself in the third person. Don't start. Okay, so now the concept of anti-angiogenesis is a beacon of hope in cancer treatment because it works by blocking the supply of nutrients to tumors. And essentially, if a tumor can't build its own blood supply, then it can't grow, it can't spread, and now we can help in the prevention of cancer. So that's what we are sharing today. That's what I'm sharing with you. We're talking about anti-angiogenesis, where I'm going to give you a list of foods that has anti-angiogenesis, leave me alone, properties. Okay, so let's begin. I wrote down a list here so that I will not forget what I am telling you. So please, if you know somebody who's dealing with cancer, if you yourself have it, please get a pen and paper, write some of this down. I'm going to explain to you all these different foods. I'm going to tell you why they can help to starve cancer. But that's where it starts. So, and why am I doing this? Because if you have been told that you have cancer, your mind is crazy at this point. You're like, oh my God, it happened to me. What do I do? So then you may be that person that says, I'm going to do the chemo because I want to live. But again, I want you to say, before you make those decisions, do your homework, do your research on radiation, do your research on chemo, so you understand what this process is. But also, I want you to do your research on natural ways. And here's what I've had people who've worked with me. They have done their chemo, but I worked with them with a diet change, because statistics shows that 30 to 35% of our cancers comes from our diet. It comes from our lifestyle. Another part of us getting a lot of cancers, a lot of times it's just in the environment. It's in the air, it's in the pollution, it's in the food, I can go on about that, but our diet plays a major role in what we eat. And our diet also plays a major role in how we can recover and restore our body. Just eating the right foods, just changing a few things in your life, excuse me, in your food pattern, in your food habits, could make the difference of 5 years to 35 years of a longer life. So foods that starve cancer, their goal, again, they have anti-angiogenic properties. And this way, if they have anti-angiogenic properties, these foods will block the oxygen and nutrients to get to the vessels, the blood vessels that cancer cell has now developed on its own. And they could develop hundreds of different vessels. And picture the cancer like a seed that is growing roots. Those roots, that's the blood vessels. Those roots is where it's getting its blood supply. It's getting its nutrients from you. It's stealing nutrients. It's stealing your magnesium and your calcium and your iron and your copper and your zinc and your selenium. It's stealing all of that. So again, we want to be able to take back our life from these cancer cells. So here's one that's really big. Green tea. It's packed with catechins, and green tea is a powerful antioxidant that inhibits new blood vessel growth, potentially reducing tumor survival. That's a big one. Now, green tea has been around for thousands of years. And remember, I just said that's all I had today was my green tea so far. Green tea is phenomenal. There are so many studies on green tea and how the studies have shown that the catechin in the green tea helps to inhibit new blood vessels from growing. So if there's a cancer cell there and you're taking green tea maybe every morning or at night, you are doing your body a wonderful service, because you're helping with the inhibiting of the cancer cells from growing. Berries. I'm talking blueberries, raspberries, especially strawberries. They're not only delicious, but they're loaded with antioxidants, they're loaded with phytochemicals, and studies have shown that they too reduce angiogenesis and slow down the spread of cancer. But here's the catch when we're talking about that. So strawberries actually has one of the highest levels of having the ability to have anti-angiogenesis properties. The long word just gets me. But here's the problem. Strawberries is also on our bad list for pesticides. We have, what is it called? The 15, I forget what it's called. Dirty dozen. The dirty dozen, but the dirty dozen, actually, there's 15 foods on the dirty dozen. And so strawberries are on the dirty dozen. Why? Because our farmers spray our strawberries so badly with these pesticides. But there is a way around it. Using hydrogen peroxide and baking soda to soak your strawberries in when you bring them home, and then keeping them in the refrigerator in a container that actually has a moisture, like a sponge or something underneath it, or even a wet paper towel, helps to preserve the strawberry. That's a problem for many people because it is on the Dirty Dozen. But again, it's on the Dirty Dozen, but strawberries have an ability to reduce angiogenesis in a very big way. And you can do some research on that. You'll find out. The next one on the list that has a lot of properties of helping to reduce angiogenesis are tomatoes. The lycopene in tomatoes, they interfere with cancer cell growth and angiogenesis. And there was a study where they had a group of men, I believe they had prostate cancer, and they actually had them to eat tomatoes every day for the lycopene. And after a few months of the study, many of the men, the cancer was gone. So the lycopene in tomatoes, and again, and I wonder why all of our really, really good foods, society makes them like they're the worst right now, because there's so much controversial about the tomato, because people are like, oh, it's a nightshade and you can't eat nightshades and nightshades are bad, bad, bad. Where are you getting that information from? Tomatoes, the power of a tomato is incredible. Do your own homework and stop just reading other people's foolishness. And when it comes to me, everything that I'm sharing with you is backed by science. This is not my foolishness. I don't come on here and make my own decisions. Everything that I share when I come on my lives or I do my videos, they are backed by science. They are backed by studies. And I can also implement in my the YouTube version will have a description section where I will leave resources for you so that you can see where this evidence is coming from. Cruciferous vegetables is another one that has angiogenesis properties to help induce cancer cell. Broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts, they contain something called sulforaphane. Sulforaphane, if you Google sulforaphane, you will find so many amazing things about sulforaphane and what it does for our health. But the sulforaphane is what helps in the prevention or the inhibiting of the cancer. So it helps to induce cancer cell death. Next on the list as a good food to starve cancer is our friend, the spice turmeric. The active ingredient in turmeric is curcumin, and it is a potent anti-inflammatory product that counteracts tumor growth and reduce angiogenesis. And remember, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to inhibit angiogenesis or reduce angiogenesis. So adding these foods into your diet will help your body help to fight back cancer. Citrus fruits. So we're talking oranges, lemons, and limes. They all contain flavonoids that are thought to inhibit angiogenesis and tumor growth, making them a tangy addition to anyone's cancer preventative diet. Another one on the list that is good for cancer prevention is garlic. And I know when I name these, everybody's like, yeah, you're right. I know about that garlic. Oh, I know about that turmeric. And yes, turmeric has been around for thousands of years. And they use it. I cook with it. I make certain juices out of it. And actually, if you go on to my TikTok channel, you'll see where I've made an amazing juice out of turmeric for inflammation. But garlic is known for its immune boosting properties. Garlic also contains compounds that studies have showed that disrupt, and that's what we're looking for. We are looking for a disruption. But garlic, the compounds in garlic disrupt cancer cells and reduce blood supply to tumors. So that's a big one. I also have a video, and Jay, if you can put these links in, I have a video where I'm showing you how to make a garlic and honey. What would I call it? It's not something that I created, but we keep it in our house. It is amazing. My mother takes this almost every day. When you do a combination of garlic and honey together for colds and flu and your immune system, that stuff you got to keep in your house. But I'll post this video. Yes, it's fermented garlic and honey. It is amazing for the body. Soybeans. Now, I remember some years ago, once upon a time, they talked about soy was so incredible. Soy was so good. Soy, soy, soy. Everybody was on this soy kick. I believe it was back in the 80s. Soy was a big thing. Then the next thing came out, soy is bad. Soy, don't eat soy because it's bad. Well, I'm here to tell you, I wonder why when something is good, all of a sudden they take it back and it's like, don't eat that. That's bad. I personally feel, and this is not from science. Now, everything I talk about is from science, but this right here is me talking. I personally feel when the studies come back and when they see how it has really strong preventative measures, it's like, get that out of here. Because you see, the less you know, the more you go into the doctor. So soybeans are high in a lot of different compounds, which have been shown to inhibit angiogenesis under certain conditions. Now, this is particularly noted in breast and prostate cancer. The research is there where the soy is. And so when I think about soy, Asian people, they cook with soy. They do everything with soy. And if you know anything, they are, to me, they're healthier than us. They eat better. They eat cleaner. They don't eat a lot of the junk we eat. And I'm talking about us here in America. They use soy for so many things. Their health looks good. Their skin is always great. Their hair looks, I believe all that soy is what's helping them. If you ask one of your friends who are Asian, soy is a staple in their household. And so soy is very important. Soy seeds, all that. The next one that has angiogenesis properties are nuts. Here's a big one, chia seeds. Do not sleep on the chia seed. Do not sleep on the flax seed, and do not sleep on the hemp seeds. The studies are out there that these specific seeds have angiogenesis ways, or I should say anti-angiogenesis properties, ways to help inhibit the whole process. And another one on there, and plus they're loaded with fiber. They also have a lot of omega-3 fatty acids. And another nut to include in that is the walnut. I did a video on the walnut. You would be surprised. That walnut is so powerful. And if you look at a walnut, if you ever cracked open a walnut, it looks like a brain. Well, guess what? Walnut is one of the top brain foods. So just every day eat some walnuts, put some walnuts in your foods and your salads, or just eat them as a snack, put them in a Ziploc bag, and watch how you have more brain focus, more clarity. It all comes together. Walnuts is amazing. Now, I look at all this and I say, walnuts are amazing. I look at this and I say, God has such a wonderful sense of humor, but he provided us with everything. The saying food is medicine is not exaggerated. It is actual, it's factual. Everything that grows from the ground has the minerals, have the vitamins, have everything we need. He provided us with our medicine. Knowing that the body is imperfect, he was like, okay, y'all gonna need some medicine. Here's what I'm gonna do. You see them beets out there, those carrots that's growing, those walnuts and those nuts and that apple on that tree. Yeah, that apple on that tree, that's your medicine. Eat that and I got you. But we have gotten away from that, right? We eat a lot of junk. We have a lot of processed foods. We want the quick meals. We want the box foods and the things of that nature, which is loaded with sugars and loaded with high sodium and loaded with things that's causing diabetes and causing high blood pressure. So when you're having these health issues, you got to sit back for a moment and go, okay, what am I eating? Okay, that makes sense. And I will say with you, so yesterday, and that's probably another reason why, I'm going to share this with you guys. Maybe this is another reason why I'm tongue-tied. So I promised my grandson this week we were going to eat international foods that I was going to cook. Monday we did an Asian, and it was amazing. I made a nice Asian meal. My grandson, my mother, everybody loved it. Tuesday we still had leftovers from that. Wednesday I was supposed to do Italian with him, and I didn't because I didn't have enough time. So yesterday I made spaghetti, and normally I would do the pasta that I use is made from chickpea, but we had some pasta in the pantry, and I made my spaghetti with regular pasta. Bad, but I told him we was going to do Italian. White pasta, white flour, white sugar, all of those things, those processed foods disrupts the body. So because I eat a healthy journey most of the time, 98% of the time, yesterday I had pasta, I had sauce, I dumped all kind of cheeses in it. I made a garlic bread. Yeah, I showed out, and I know, but we're human. You can't just eat good all day, every day. Sometimes you want a little snack in there. And as a nutritionist, I tell people in my program, Listen, I understand. We need to stay away from the sugar. Now, I will stay away from that. We need to stay away from a lot of different things, but there are times where you might want to splurge a little. You can splurge a little, but then get back to your routine. And so yesterday, that was me splurging. But I woke up this morning, guys, I was so tired. And I didn't understand because I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and I'm like the Energized Bunny. All right, let's get it going. Let's go. What we got to do this morning? Good morning, everybody. That's how I wake up every morning. In my house, they're like, I need you to slow it down. But I wake up ready and pumped. I get my grandson up. He wakes up dragging, but I'm up. Well, when I got up this morning, I was like, hi, good morning. I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. I even told my mother, I was like, Mom, I don't know why I'm tired. But now I know. I am my own evidence. I had pasta last night and lots of it and garlic bread, all the things that I know I should not have been eating, but I'm going to keep it real with you. But I'm paying for it today because now when I'm talking to you live, my words is all twisted up and I can't get it together. So this is what happens to you when you eat the wrong foods. This is what happens to you when you don't stay on the right path, when that narrow path that you're supposed to be on. This is what happens when you get off that narrow path and you wind up on that wide road. So I'm paying for it. So I just wanted to share that with you, that now I understand why I was so tired this morning and why I'm dragging today and why I can't talk and why my brain acting all crazy, because I had bad food. And my body was like, oh, you want to eat that last night? Okay, I'm going to fix you. Wait till you get on that live. I'm going to jack you up. And that's what's happening. But anyway, I digress. Let's get back to the topic at hand. We were talking about nuts and seeds. Another food that has amazing anti-angiogenesis properties, it's spinach. Spinach is rich in cancer-fighting antioxidants, and the iron in it is a contributing factor. Spinach helps cut off the vascular lifeline that feeds tumors. Now, I'll repeat that. Spinach. Studies show that spinach helps to cut off the vascular lifeline of a tumor, making it a great choice for a healthy diet. So again, these are the foods that help your body starve a cancer cell. Now, I wrote down some of my favorites that you guys know me in my videos, I talk a lot about. Here's one that you guys have been sleeping on for a long time, and I don't think I can do enough videos to give this produce enough credit. It is the radish. That little red food that y'all only use for your salads. You don't think nothing of it. You really don't like it. Nobody cares about the radish. But the compounds in the radish have shown to actually help to induce apoptosis. And that's basically the process of a programmed cell death. When a cell is supposed to die, apoptosis will come in and make sure that that happens. So the radish has anti-angiogenic properties, and it can help to restrict the development of blood vessels that feed tumors. The radish is also a panacea for the liver and the kidneys. And the radish is a #1 produce that can help heal the gut. See, everybody been sleeping on that radish, and you didn't know that little radish can do a whole lot for our body system. It's a great snack. I actually bought them and we just bite into it. It has somewhat of a peppery taste, but when you change your diet, here's what happens. You also change your palate. Your tongue, your taste, your palate literally changes every 14 days. So when you want to start eating healthy in the beginning, you might say, these things don't taste good. I can't do it. Well, if you continue with it, within 14 days, your palate changes. So now something that once was like, yeah, I can't do this, you now can. So for me, once upon a time, it was Brussels sprouts. It was like, yeah, no, they stink. Can't do it. But I love Brussels sprouts. We put them in the air fryer. We season them up well. Brussels sprouts it's what's up. Here's one that you all should know, but I don't know if you still give respect to it. It is the apple. You know that saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away? It goes away, meaning that saying went away. And I wonder why. I wonder why they no longer say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Because in all actuality, there we go. See that pasta last night. In all actuality, still can't talk. The apple, the apple is one of the most powerful foods for the body. The pectin in the apple, the compounds in the apple. First of all, the apple helps to bind heavy metal toxins. The pectin binds to the heavy metals in your body. And most of us have a lot of heavy metals. We have aluminum, we have mercury, we have cadmium, we have arsenic. And how do we get that? The environment in most cases, the water we drink in another, the chemicals we put on our body from soaps and different things of that nature, the deodorant that we put under our arms. Just so many different things can cause heavy metal toxins in our body. But the apple literally binds to mercury, and mercury is a big one. Many of us, if you've had any kind of dental work, you may have mercury in your mouth. But an apple a day keeps the doctor away, and it holds truth to this day. But they just got away from telling you that the apple is a powerful source. So the apple is rich in fiber and antioxidants, and one of the things that the apple has is something called quercetin. And quercetin has been shown to induce cancer cells and inhibit angiogenesis. The properties make the apple, it's so powerful for fighting against cancer. There's studies that show that apples can help lower the risk of developing cancer by limiting the tumor growth and by promoting the removal of toxins, like I said. So you understand your body could get laced with cancer because you have toxins. Well, this is where the apple come into play, because the apple binds with those toxins, and the apple's like, yep, you getting out of here. So we need to add more apples into our diet. Apples of
Any apple?
I was about to say, someone asked about any apple. All apples are great. My favorite apple I use in my juices, I use the Fuji. There's hundreds of apple styles, types, but the Fuji apple is the sweetest of all the apples. So this is why I use that, because if I'm making a bitter juice, like a juice that contains broccoli or arugula or bitter greens, because greens are bitter, then I top it up with a Fuji apple that balances it. It neutralizes the flavor and gives it a palatable taste. So all apples are wonderful. Another one on my list is extra virgin olive oil. That's I take extra virgin olive oil every morning, first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. I squeeze a little lemon in it. Extra virgin olive oil is the cornerstone of the Mediterranean diet. And that Mediterranean diet is widely acclaimed for its health benefits, including cancer prevention. There is so many compounds in the extra virgin olive oil that has been shown to rupture cancer cells while leaving healthy cells unharmed. So look, it's rupturing it. So it goes in there and it's like, get out of here. So yes, extra virgin olive oil. Now here's something I want to share with you about extra virgin olive oil. All extra virgin olive oil is not good. If you've noticed, and when you go into your supermarket, once upon a time when you walked into the aisle of your supermarket where they have extra virgin olive oil, the majority of them were glass bottles. Now when you go, the majority of them are plastic bottles. Stay away from the plastic bottles. That's the first thing. Also, a lot of our extra virgin olive oil that are out there really is not the good stuff. It's mixed with canolas and sunflower oil and all sorts of different oils. So read your label. But here are the things you need to look for when you're wanting extra virgin olive oil. Quality extra virgin olive oil. The first thing is it's in a glass bottle. It's in a glass dark bottle. The dark bottle is to help to prevent oxidation. That's the first thing. The second thing you want to look for when you are buying extra virgin olive oil is a harvest date. A harvest date is not the expiration date. The expiration date is the expiration date. But a harvest date is the date that those olives were cold pressed. If you find an extra virgin olive oil that doesn't have a harvest date on it, I need you to put it back on the shelf. Now, that also means that your extra virgin olive oil that you buy is going to cost more, but isn't your health worth it? You're investing in you. Who's going to invest in you more than you? So if a extra virgin olive oil bottle costs you $20, you understand the magnitude of what you're doing to your health. The harvest date is very important. And when you look at a harvest date, it should be within that year. The reason why that is very important, because the majority, and studies have said this over and over again, the majority of our extra virgin olive oil, they are rancid because they have been on the shelf for several years, meaning you will not get the good benefits of extra virgin olive oil if it's a rancid oil. So look for a harvest date, look for dark glass bottles, and the best extra virgin olive oil to me I've seen comes from Greece, comes from Spain, and comes from Italy, because that's where olives are grown. So get yourself a quality one and stay away from plastic bottles. So that is my list of all the different foods that you need to keep around to help you reduce or inhibit cancer cells from growing, from thriving, from doing whatever it needs to do. Let me see if I have another list here. So I got a list. We had green tea, we have berries, we have tomatoes, we have cruciferous vegetables, we have turmeric, we have oranges, lemons, and limes, we have garlic, soybean, nuts and seeds like chia seeds, flax seeds, hemp seeds, walnuts. We have radishes, apple, and extra virgin olive oil. And my favorite, and spinach. I forgot to mention. I did mention spinach, but I forgot that. But my favorite, I can't forget this. I did a video about pomegranate a month ago. I went to Whole Foods and they had a pomegranate, and I picked up that pomegranate, and the people was looking at me because me and my assistant, I was like, roll it, girl. Let me talk. I did a live in Whole Foods telling you the power of pomegranate, and it's gotten over 1 million views on TikTok and Instagram because the pomegranate, hold on a second. Stuff is falling on the floor. I don't know. The pomegranate is the most out of every food, out of everything. The pomegranate is the most powerful food for your health. Most powerful. The seeds inside of that pomegranate, it fights inflammation, it builds the immune system, it helps. And one of the things that are in the pomegranate and the radish, it's the anthocyanins. That's what gives it the color. And it's the purple cabbage also. Where is my list? I am missing some things. Jay, see if my purple cabbage is in here for me, honey, please. My last two that I have to share with you guys that I am always talking about, it's the pomegranate and purple cabbage. Now, purple cabbage, I just did a video on YouTube. We will put it in the comments for you. It's not there, so I needed to print it out. We will put the comments in there for you to let you see the power of the purple cabbage. But the pomegranate, so here's the deal about the pomegranate. The pomegranate fights cancer, breast cancer, prostate cancer. It fights arthritis. It helps with joint pain. It has anti-inflammatory properties. What else does it? It lowers blood pressure. It fights bacteria and fungus. It also fights yeast. It has an extreme amount of fiber in it. It promotes the strain, when we talk about the microbiome in the gut, it promotes bifidobacterium and lactobacillus. Those are two major bacteria strands that our gut system needs to fight and keep you healthy. Well, the pomegranate promotes that. And pomegranate reduces the ACE proteins, which allows blood vessels to relax and blood to flow calmly. So a person with high blood pressure, you need pomegranate in your life. I tell the story all the time about my mom. She no longer has high blood pressure, but she had it. She had it for over 40 years. She moved here where I am now in the South some years ago. And one day I saw her with a whole bunch of pills, and I was like, Mom, what is this? What you doing? And she explained one was a high blood pressure, one was a arthritis, one was this, one was that. And I was like, oh yeah, we're going to need to get you off of that. She looked at me like I was crazy because my mother is old school. She lived in New York. Her doctor, Dr. Goldberg, she was like, Dr. Goldberg told me this is what I'm supposed to take, and this is what I'm going to take. And I said, okay, I get it now. But Mom, you're down here with me now. I want to change your diet. I want to try to get you off of these medicines and different things. Well, I am a holistic practitioner. I'm a board certified nutritionist. I am not a medical doctor. So I stay in my lane. So telling somebody not to take a medicine would be unethical. And even with my mom, I'm not going to say, don't take the medicine. It's unethical. I'm going to share with you why I see this. I'm going to show you the evidence. But that's as far as I'm going to go. But what I did with my mom, I said, let's go see your doctor, because I wanted to have a conversation with him. I wanted to have a conversation with him in front of her. So once we have this conversation, she can make a confirmed choice of what her next move was going to be. We went to see her doctor. I asked him questions on why he had her on a very high dose, high blood pressure medicine, which was one that affects the heart. My mother had no heart problems. He explained because he didn't want her to have any heart problems. And I was like, yeah, but why are we even messing with the heart when the heart ain't messing with her? And so I had explained to him that the medicine he had her on is what you call a black label. Black label means you can't miss a dosage. You can't get off of it. It is what you're going to take for life. He looked at me like I was crazy. He looked at me like a deer in headlights because he didn't know what a black label was. And no, this wasn't Dr. Goldberg. She's now in Atlanta with me. So it was a doctor we saw there. And I questioned him about some other things about the medication that he gave her. He couldn't answer any of my questions. And I didn't go up in there. I wasn't arrogant. I didn't flip up no tables. I didn't act like a chick from the Bronx. I was real like, listen, doc, can you please explain to me why you have my mom on this medicine and different things? And we had a nice conversation, but he couldn't answer any of them. And of course, when I went with her, I brought a file this thick of all of my research and studies and everything that was backed up in regards to what I see and what I know. Well, after we left the doctor's office, my mom she was like, yeah, I'm done with him. He ain't know nothing. And I was like, listen, I tried to tell you. So now what we did was I started giving her different things to help her wean herself from that. And that's what happened. And every day she would check her blood pressure. It would go normal. We were eating certain foods. So the point I want to say here is I added certain foods into her diet to help her manage her high blood pressure. And it worked. And one of those foods was the pomegranate. And that's why I'm sharing this. That pomegranate was amazing. So every day, mom, even now, pomegranate is out of season. But every day when we have pomegranate, she is eating her pomegranate. My mother no longer takes any medication. When she goes back and forth to the doctor, because we still go to our doctor, her blood pressure is absolutely normal. She no longer takes medication for arthritis or any of the things that she had been taking for 30 to 40 years. And it is because we changed her diet. I changed her diet. I was like, listen, yeah, we got to get rid of this. We got to get rid of that. And she worked with me and we changed her diet. So mom was doing really good that way. Now, why I'm telling you about the pomegranate is because one day I had to go out of town and I think she was stressing because I was leaving her in the home with the dogs and the grandson, and she probably was like, oh my God, this is going to be too much. But I didn't leave her by herself. I also had another relative here and my sister lived close by. But by the time I got to my destination, my mother's pressure had went up pretty high. And I immediately told my sister who was there, there's a pomegranate in the refrigerator. It's already, I don't think it was opened. I showed my sister on FaceTime how to open that pomegranate and give it to her. I said, give her that. If her pressure continues to go up, I need you to get her to the emergency right away. Well, my sister gave her the pomegranate, and within 30 minutes, mom's pressure went back to normal. We watched her throughout that day, never had an issue again. So this is why I'm saying the pomegranate, if you are a person who are dealing with high blood pressure, nobody said stop taking your medication. I did not say that. What I'm saying is it will help to monitor it because the pomegranate reduces the ACE proteins, which allows blood vessels to relax and have blood flow calmly. So this way your pressure, your blood, everything is flowing gently, is flowing better. So the pomegranate is one that you all need to add into your list of foods that have angiogenesis properties. The purple cabbage is the last one that I'm going to talk about. Please check out my video that I posted this video last week, and it went viral on YouTube, where I'm sharing with you my 5 days with drinking purple cabbage juice. Now, purple cabbage, a couple of things that I want to share with you is it is a natural pain reliever. So if you have a pain, you could do one of two things: pull the leaf off and apply it to where the pain is, or eat it, or make a juice out of it. It has angiogenesis properties. It has anti-inflammatory properties. It is a natural pain reliever. It contains all of the compounds and minerals that the body needs. The anthocyanins is the secret sauce in that purple cabbage. So one thing I want to share with you guys, When you are looking to eat healthy and you're not sure what you want to do, just think about red foods and purple foods first, then your green foods. Why? Because there's something called the color of the rainbow. Food, there is a rainbow choice, and the foods in that rainbow category, they all play a specific role. They all play a specific role. The red foods do specific things for your heart, for your brain, for your immune system. Your green foods, detoxification, that's their job. You got our yellow foods, you got our white foods, you got different things, the foods in the rainbow. So when you are thinking you want to go healthy and you really don't know what to do, go into the produce aisle and just buy red first and green second. That's all. Eat them, juice them, put them in a smoothie. But that's what's going to help. So if any of you are interested of trying to change your health, trying to reduce your high blood pressure or build up your immune system or reduce the high blood pressure and all different things, I do have different programs that I have to help you manage this using food as medicine. I put together programs. They're nutritional programs with meal plans and different things that help you on your journey. You can find all my information. We'll have it also in the description, where if you're looking to learn how to eat healthy, you're looking to learn how to heal your gut, you're looking to learn how to detox your liver, how to detox it the right way, naturally. You're looking to learn how to clear up your skin. You're looking to learn how to help your hair grow. Because remember, I mentioned to you about the hair cells in the beginning of this conversation. Hair is not what you think. The hair on our head is dead. Hair is a living cell in the body. And if you want your hair to grow, if you're experiencing hair loss and different things, it's about what you're putting in your mouth. It's the nutrients. Your hair needs nutrients. So I help with all of that. So please check me out at askdebbieabouthair.com, where you can learn so much more about my programs and the different things. But bigger than that, I would love for you to follow me into my Facebook group, where you will be able to continue these conversations with me in my Facebook group. We have a private Facebook group. Join my private Facebook group. This way you have a chance to talk with me. You have a chance to communicate with others. They're sharing their stories of the things that I did to help them on their health journey. And you could just learn more about eating right and being healthy for you, yourself, and your entire family. So my Facebook, find me at Ask Debbie About Hair, and then sign in to join my private Facebook group. Doesn't cost you anything just to sign up to the Facebook group and be a part of this journey, be a part of this revolution. So I'm always sharing with you guys different things. Before we go, let me tell some other things. So if you have questions for me, go into the Facebook group. This is where I'll be able to answer your questions. We decided to open up the Facebook group because we can keep the conversation going longer through the Facebook group. On Facebook, Ask Debbie About Hair. Go there, sign up for the private Facebook group, and join the community. Before we go, I wanted to share with you guys, there's something that I do. If you are new here, then you don't know some of the other services that I provide. I do a service called a hair mineral analysis. A hair mineral analysis is where we take samples of hair from the back of your head, the occipital bone in the back, but that's the strongest hair in the back. Your hair tells the story of your life. Your hair can tell more about you than a blood test can. That's why a lot of times with corporations, if you're ever hired for a high-end corporation job, they're not telling you to go to HR and pee in a cup or go to this center. They usually have an off-site center for you to go pee in a cup so they can check you out to see if you're doing drugs and other stuff. Nope, corporations are now asking for samples of hair. Why? Because your hair tells them everything they need to know. Your hair will tell them whether you're doing drugs, what kind of drugs, how long you've been taking drugs, the whole nine. The hair tells it. Well, in my practice, I do a hair mineral analysis. The reason why I do it is because you're coming to me because you want to get healthy. You want to reverse whatever it is. You want to possibly, start on a natural journey. And so before I can say, okay, this is what you need, I need to see what's wrong. So a hair mineral analysis allows me to get to the root of the problem and not look at the symptoms, because that's what most of our doctors, our Western medicine doctors, they're only treating symptoms. Well, if you really want to heal, you really want to get your body together, you want to recover, you got to get to the root cause. Well, our hair mineral analysis will allow me to look at your minerals, your calcium, your magnesium, your iron, your copper, your zinc, your selenium, your all, what is it? What else are we looking at? It's sulfur, it's sodium, it's phosphorus, it's potassium, all of that. Every last one of those minerals that I just mentioned to you, they all play a significant role in your functionality, in your body's functionality, in your organs' functionality. Every organ and gland in your body must have minerals to sustain it. So for an example, the minerals and the vitamins that your body needs every day, it's like the fuel that ignites your body's engine. Your body cannot function. You cannot live if you don't have calcium, if you don't have enough magnesium, if you don't have iron, zinc, and copper. And when these levels are off, where they're deficient, meaning you don't have enough of it, or where you have too much of it, meaning it's an excess and the body is not absorbing it, your body will tell you through pains and problems. And most of the times, these are the first signs of your inflammation. These are the first signs of your pains. A mineral out of balance is your body's way of saying, I'm having some problems here. I need some potassium. Potassium plays a major role in diabetes. I have had many people, when I looked at their potassium levels and based off of their potassium level, I have told a few people, it looks like you are in a pre-diabetic state just from looking at the potassium level. And when I said that, I remember one person said, oh my God, diabetes run in my family. And I said, yeah, well, where your potassium right now, you may be in a pre-diabetic state. So I referred her to her doctor, but I also changed her diet and did some other things with foods and supplementation that helped. So this hair mineral analysis is the first key for you on your health journey to finally get the answers. Because if you're 20 years in of still taking the same medication, 30 years in of still taking the same medication, still feeling the same, then we need to address the root. And that's where this hair comes in. So I am doing this week, if you want a hair mineral analysis, you can go to my site, use the code analysis, and you'll get $30 off a hair mineral analysis. It also includes one group coaching session with me in a group setting. Many times people, after their hair mineral analysis, they may decide that they want to do something else with me, maybe a one-on-one, but that comes later. But before you can do anything, a prerequisite for me is you have to have a hair mineral analysis and you have to have a gut test, because our gut, Hippocrates told us, every disease begins in the gut. Our modern day science is finally saying, yeah, well, that's right. Well, Hippocrates said this 2,000 years ago. So now we are just catching up. Come on, really? But in my practice, we also do a gut health test, because if you're having health issues, it begins because of something going on in your gut and because some minerals are imbalanced within the body. That's where it all starts. That's where it all ends. So a gut health test is the next step, because inside of your gut is the microbiome, and inside of the microbiome are trillions of microbes, bacteria, fungi, and viruses that live in your body system together. And even though they're bacteria, fungi, and viruses, they all play a major role in helping your functionalities, in helping your digestive system. So a gut test will let me see what's going on in the digestive system with your microbes. Like a hair mineral analysis, it'll show me what you're deficient in. You don't have enough bifidobacterium. You don't have enough lactobacillus. You don't have enough Akkermansia. I know that was too medical, but those are strains in the body system. So we also offer that testing for you. If you guys want to do a gut test, you can go to the site, and we will also have these links in the description of the social media channels. The code for that is Ask Debbie, and you will also get a discount for doing a gut health test. Amazon has a health clinic, and I have been partnering with Amazon's health clinic. I think the clinic is amazing. And I speak about the clinic because so many people are sick and either know it, don't know it, and don't know what to do about it. And you stay sick so long that by the time you get to a doctor, it's because you're at the emergency room. I want us to stop doing that. I want us to start acknowledging that pain, whether it's minor to you. Pain is your body's way of telling you something is wrong. If we address the pain right away, it doesn't have to turn into something that is long-term or something that is pretty bad. So the Amazon Health Clinic is a clinic where you can contact the clinic and you will get a chance to speak to a live licensed doctor or a licensed nurse practitioner, share what your problem is, and they will be able to assist you on Zoom or through text messaging. So it's a way for you to not procrastinate in your health. So this is why I talk about the Amazon Health Clinic, because now you get to see a live person and can help you. Now, based off of the symptoms and what you describe, what you describe, they will also be able to write you a prescription. And you know Amazon, that prescription will be at your door, ding dong, in a couple of hours. Or if you want, they will send it to your local pharmacy. So this is just something that I share with people. Check out the Amazon clinic. So to get access into the clinic, because there's a certain way to get access into the clinic, you can go into my stand store. You'll see it. I think it's right at the top, the Amazon Health Clinic, and click Get Started. When you click Get Started, it'll ask you all the questions, and then it'll connect you with someone who can assist you. And as I know, the clinic helps with so many things, and some things you guys don't want to go to the doctor for, like women, yeast infections, and different things like that. They can help you with that without you having to go into a doctor. Last but not least, I'll share with you guys, I have a hair care line. For all of you who don't know that, I am a nutritionist, but my journey started as a hairstylist over 20 some odd years ago. How did I go from a nutritionist to how did I go from a hairstylist to a nutritionist? Remember that pasta last night? It is because when I had clients who had hair loss, they weren't getting the right answers, and I knew that it was internal. So I chose my journey to take that road to find out how I can help my hair clients. And it turned that it was about nutrition. Our hair loss, again, it's about what we eat. It's about our diet. It's about a lack of. It's about deficiencies. And so I developed a hair care line back then to help my clients because I couldn't find products that was natural, that was safe, and that didn't have a lot of chemicals in it. So my hair care line is, you can go to the stand store also for the hair care line, and it will take you to my line. Now, my products are all plant-based. My products are all natural. One of my favorite products in my hair care line is my coffee oil. Here's something you guys don't know. Did you know that coffee stimulates hair growth? So the caffeine in coffee stimulates hair growth by, let me see if I can say this in a way that you all can help you understand. Blood has nutrients in it. The hair cells need nutrients. So when you take like a coffee stimulant, what it does is the caffeine in the blood takes the blood transports it to the hair follicle. And when the blood transports it to the follicle, inside of that blood are nutrients. Nutrients like the magnesium, the calcium, the zinc, the copper, the iron, the sulfur. These are the potassium. These are the things that hair needs. So that's why I developed this coffee elixir. I also developed a coffee exfoliator because we need to clean our scalps. A lot of times there's a lot of buildup and things on the scalp where the pores cannot breathe. So I developed a coffee mask that you put on the scalp to exfoliate. Just like we need to exfoliate our face, we need to exfoliate our scalp. So if you go to my stand store or go to hairandscalpmeds.com, you can check out my hair care line. It's a full line from shampoos. And yes, I know some of you on here, we have been out of our shampoo for a minute, but they are supposed to be delivering it today. I developed an aloe vera shampoo and conditioning system, which is amazing. Aloe vera is amazing for everything hair and skin. And with that being said, this is why I developed a skincare line. I developed this line because, again, our skin has a lot to do with what we put in our mouth. A lot of acne, a lot of problems on our skin is because of a lot of toxins in the body. And so I developed a plant-based skincare line because I could not find skincare that didn't have a lot of chemicals in it. And the majority of the skincare line that I offer is, I would say 90% of each ingredient is organic. So I put my heart and soul in trying to keep things nutritionally based and plant-based. So I'm that nutritionist that actually developed a hair care line using nutrition as the baseline. I am that nutritionist that developed a skincare line using nutrition as the baseline. And so again, for the skincare line, you can go through hair and scalp meds to find that. But all of this is in my stand store. Guys, just go to the stand store. You'll see all the different things that I have. I even have free stuff. I have ebooks. I got lots of goodies for you. So I want to thank you all for joining me today on my What the Health is Wrong with You. What we talked about today is how to eat to starve cancer cells or how to eat to beat cancer. I hope you learned a lot. There's a replay in here for you. If you want to continue the conversation, please go over to my Facebook page, sign into the private Facebook group, and let's continue the conversation. I'll see you on my next live. Now, I'm not doing a live next week because I will be out of town. So I'll see you 2 weeks from now on my next live.